Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is the place for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along if you're enjoying the content. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy. And as you probably know by now, I share my own asexual life journey, as I said, in order to help you in yours. So today I ended up bumping into a couple of people, actually. One was someone who I used to work with years ago, who I hadn't seen for years. And another one was a person who, I don't want to divulge our identity, but they're a person who, it's not asexual. They're a guy, and they said to me, they're not asexual, they're heterosexual, but I was having a conversation with them. And they said that they don't like porn, which is great, I think, personally. But I've never heard many people say that who are heterosexual before. It's very bizarre for heterosexuals to say that. So I was quite taken aback in a good way. But this person, they do actually fancy me, I know, but they have got a girlfriend. So, you know, you always have to be a bit cautious when someone fancies you. So they're not just, and obviously they know you're asexual, that they're not just being polite and saying something, you know, they know you want to hear, because obviously they care about what you think. Do you know what I mean? And feel. So I think they were genuine. They seemed really, really genuine. They said that one of their mates, you know, put a porn video on and thought it was funny, and they just like, no, I'm not interested in this. I'm not watching this. Hi, Heather. Lovely to see you. Love you. Nice to see you back on the channel. I've missed you so much. And so, so this heterosexual guy was explaining that one of his mates years ago put a porn video on. And he said he didn't like porn, and then he's literally like said that, you know, I'm not watching this, and decided to go because he didn't think it was very funny. And so I just thought that was really nice, but I thought it's very, very interesting, because obviously as an asexual person, I would like, this person's in a relationship, so it's nothing's happening there, but you know, I would like a guy who doesn't like porn, because I personally can't stand porn, even though there are some asexuals that do watch it. I personally can't stand it. I don't have anything to do with that. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of it. And it really, really repulses me. And obviously, I would love to find an asexual guy for me, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, as I said on previous videos, you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results. It might be that I have to expand my dating to incorporate more sexual guys again. Do you know what I mean? It's not really what I want to do, because I kind of repulsed towards the idea, because it's like, you know what I mean? They all usually need sex, and it just like doesn't go well. But there are a few sexual guys out there, I'm sure, that are different. And my life is, who comes on here sometimes, she's with a guy who isn't, they're with a guy who isn't asexual, and they can be without sex with them and really romantic. So I think it is possible. But I was quite shocked by what this guy said. But like I said, you have to be a little bit cautious with heterosexuals saying this, because if they know that you're asexual and they want to impress you and they want to make you feel good and feel comfortable, sometimes they can say things which aren't entirely true. I think this guy is telling the truth, but you know what I mean? You don't know if you don't, because I don't know this person very well. Do you know what I'm saying? So you always have to like kind of take it with a pinch of salt. But my mum is heterosexual, not asexual, and she hates porn too. So there are people who are heterosexual that hate porn. My mum can't stand porn. She thinks it's disgusting. And so she's very, very anti watching that, you know? And I have to agree with her on that. Do you know what I mean? I'm very glad I've got a mum who doesn't like watching that, doesn't like looking at it, and wouldn't go and look at it, even if someone paid her to. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's very, very rare. I'm finding it difficult in the asexual dating scene because even some of the guys that I like that are asexual, a lot of them still like looking at porn, and I just can't be with someone like that. To me, it's like betraying. You know what I mean? It's like if you're in a relationship with someone, I see it as a betrayal if they're going around looking at other naked people, like intentionally in porn. I just think it's disgusting and there's no need for it. And I think I'm in a very, very small minority. My best asexual friend who's into guys, not obviously me because I'm female, they are like me as well. They hate porn, they hate nudity, they don't like sex. Obviously I've had sex before, which is a bit different to them, but you know, they don't like it either. And I find it really, how can I put it, I find it very, very difficult when it's kind of like I want to break free of the sexual relationship, and kind of sometimes I get a little bit disappointed when I find out that a lot of asexual guys are into porn, because I wouldn't have expected that originally on my asexual journey. You know, I would have thought that because a lot of guys who are asexual don't like, want, or need sex because they don't experience sexual attraction, I would have thought logically in that way that they don't look at that, but it simply isn't true. A lot of the guys that private message me, they do look at porn, and I find that really hard because it kind of like, I feel like saying, you know, I'm happy for, you know, people should do what they want, be who they want. Every asexual's different. I'm not saying every asexual should be like me. I'm not saying that at all. Do you know what I mean? Do what you like, live, love, be happy. But I'm saying as my personal opinion, because obviously I talk about my own asexual life, and I'm sure there's a few people that can relate to this, is I feel disappointed in the amount of asexual guys that watch that. And I'm like, can I not just get a guy who doesn't like looking at naked women? Is it that difficult? And it seems to be, yes, it is rather difficult. Do you know what I mean? And so I think when you're 1%, a recorded 1% of the population, and then you have that thing added into the mix, it's kind of like I wanted to get away from sexual relationships and being in relationships with heterosexuals, because I didn't want that type of life as well. You know, I'm asexual, which I didn't realize at the time, but I've always hated porn. I've always hated men looking at other women's naked bodies. I don't even like it in films. I hate it. I find it disgusting. And so, you know, I get disappointed at that, you know? And it's because like asexuality is the lack of sexual attraction. That's not the same as sexual behavior. It's not the same as even sexual desire. I mean, some asexuals, a few asexuals, they can have a desire for sex itself without anyone being involved in it. They don't experience any sexual attraction towards someone, but they still desire the sex because they have a high sex drive and they still desire the sex, but it is no one it's aimed at, you know? With me, I do at high arousal levels, but I have no desire to have sex whatsoever. It doesn't compute. The arousal's not linked to a desire for sex whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can't have sex anymore. My whole body and mind is like, even if my body's aroused, my whole persona, my whole being is like, you're not having sex, I'm not interested in it, or I don't like it, it's not appealing. Romance, though, I love. Hi, Des. Oh, you love porn. Right, okay, thanks. I don't know that you're asexual though. I don't think you are you? You're probably heterosexual. This is an asexual channel for those who lack sexual attraction. But yes. Thanks for the thumbs up. So yeah, so the majority of people that, like I was saying, that aren't heterosexual, even that are asexual, seem to like porn. And yeah, Des, I appreciate you joining in. But yeah, basically this is a channel aimed at asexuals. So my sexual orientation is a heteromantic asexual, which means that I'm attracted to guys romantically, but I don't want to have sex with them. And so I hate porn. But not every asexual person's like me. A lot of asexuals, we're the same, as in we don't want sex or get the need or urge or want for it. But I was saying that I was disappointed because obviously I don't want to be in a relationship with a heterosexual. I've been in relationships with heterosexuals in the past because obviously most heterosexuals want sex. I don't like sex and I don't like porn. But even some asexual guys, those who lack sexual attraction, still like looking at porn, which is very difficult for me because I wanted to get away from that type of life and that type of thing, which I've experienced like half of my life being in relationships with heterosexuals, and obviously they like that type of thing. I wanted to get away from that, you know. I didn't want to be in a relationship with a guy like that ever again. It's just not, it just really winds me up and it's really disgusting and uncomfortable for me, you know, because I think they shouldn't be going around looking at other naked women when they've got a partner. I just think personally, I think it's disgusting. And so I find that difficult because I was in heterosexuals for half my life, and because I'm asexual and I am on asexual dating sites, you can be with someone without having sex. Yes, I know I can be with someone without having sex, but I'm monogamous. So I want a monogamous relationship, ideally with another asexual guy, right? But I don't like a guy I'm in a relationship with going around looking at other naked women because I personally think that's a betrayal. I don't like it. I think it's disgusting. I've been with guys like that in the past who, well, they don't watch porn in front of me, thank God. But I know that, you know, I pretty much can. Well, I found one of my exes had a porn magazine, more than one of my exes actually. So I know they looked at that type of thing. But your wife hates porn. Yeah, my mum hates porn as well. She can't stand it. I can't stand it. I think it's disgusting. I think there's no need for it. I think when you're in a relationship personally, you should just be looking at your partner. There's no need to go around looking at anyone and everyone else. What's the point? Do you know what I mean? I can't stand it. It's like, I don't like women's naked bodies anyway. Your mum was the same. Yeah, my mum can't stand it. I love my mum for that. I mean, I love her not just for that, but, you know, I do love my mum even more for that because it's like, you know, she hates it. She can't stand it. She doesn't want it anywhere near her. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, I totally agree. You can be with someone out having sex, but you know, I want a monogamous relationship. So I want to be in a relationship where there's no sex, but with a guy who's hugely romantic, and I love kissing. So the problem for me, Des, is like, if I love lots of kissing, Heather says porn is degrading. I agree with that actually. I believe it's degrading as well. Because you know what I mean? It's not realistic, is it, really? And if you do want to act anything out, then you should be talking to your partner about it within the realms of what they're comfortable with. Do you know what I mean? And I think, you know, if you're looking at other things, you're obviously not paying as much attention, time, energy, and effort into your own relationship. If you were putting all the time, energy, and effort into like find out what your partner likes, what turns them on, what makes them come alive rather than going around looking at other things, I think relationships would be a lot better. Do you know what I mean? Because intimate relationships to me should be, if you're, I mean, I'm not interested in taking my clothes off and stuff, but if I was interested in that, I would much rather a guy be like into me and asking me what I like in places to be touched and kissed and all that lot than him going looking at other naked women. How does that help our relationship? It doesn't help our relationship at all. It just makes it worse. You know, the way of making a relationship better is by focusing your time, energy, and effort onto that person and that relationship and developing and growing as two separate beings and together at the same time. But if your eyes are elsewhere and your fantasies are elsewhere and you're aroused elsewhere, then you know you're not focusing as much as you should be on the person you're with, and I think you're missing out. I think people who don't do that are missing out in the relationship because they're too busy looking around at elsewhere. I think you should love the one you're with, pay attention to the one you're with, and explore the body of the person you're with if they want their body exploring and to be touched. Some asexuals don't want to be touched. Some people don't like to be. I'd only like to be touched in certain places. Other places I don't. You are totally right what you're saying. Oh, thank you, Des. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, I've been in heterosexual relationships for half of my life, so I do have quite a lot of experience of sex. I have had sex in the past, and of sexual relationships and how they work, and I've learned a lot of things. Especially being asexual really helps, because since 2014, Des, I found out I was asexual, and it's kind of like I see two different worlds now in the same one, but I see how relationships can work much better. I feel that I have addiction to it, which has had an effect on my sex life. Yeah, you need to cut it out and be disciplined, and pay more attention to your wife. Do you know what I mean? Because she probably, like, for women, I'm going to get very personal now, but for women, we don't get, if we do have sex, it doesn't usually do much for us physically, because that's not how we orgasm. We orgasm by using your finger and stuff like that, usually, and kissing and sucking and licking in certain other places. That's what really does it for us. So, and actually, guys usually like sucking, licking, and kissing other places, but they sometimes don't take the time to do that with their partner. They don't take because they think about their penis rather than the actual other person. I'm being very explicit. Don't mess my words. So guys should be more sensual and more licking, kissing, and sucking all the rest of the woman. Do you know what I mean? It's good that we chat and look from both sides of the fence. Yeah. It's I really think that, if you've got an addiction to porn, and anything that you're addicted to is not good, you have to stop an addiction, because it's unhealthy no matter what it is, where it's addiction to coffee. I mean, having said that, I am a bit of a kissing addict, but I can't just kiss anyone, and I've only kissed one person this whole year apart from myself. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm not really an addict in the sense of addict, because if I was an actual addict, I'd be getting my kissing fix wherever and from wherever I could. So I can't, unless a guy's very aesthetically attractive to me, I can't kiss him. So, and usually I prefer that in a relationship as well. But yeah, I mean, if you've got an addiction to it, then, you're going to have to, like, nip it in the bud, because you know what I mean? It's like, if it's had an effect on your sex life, it means that you're not as receptive to your wife. You're not feeling her and making her feel good. The way to have good sex, even though I'm asexual, the way to have good sex is to literally pay lots of focus and attention on the woman's body if you're a bloke. And I think some older guys, they don't understand that, because they weren't taught that, I don't think. But seriously, like, I've had sex with 5 different guys in my life. 4 are rubbish at it, 1 was good at it. And the one that was good at it was because he did loads of foreplay and other stuff, and wasn't just sticking his bit in me, to be blunt with you. And that's what guys need to do who want to be loving partners, is to literally pay attention to the woman's body. A woman, like women that like to be naked, they like their body exploring. They like kissing, their neck being kissed and their thighs being touched and all their erogenous zones. And so I really think you should use that time, energy, and effort on your wife. And instead of looking at porn, you should go and see what she likes. If she likes that type of thing, people have got their own boundaries and stuff. Caressed, yeah. I mean, I don't like being naked anymore, but when I was, I mean, sometimes in the past, I was very naked. But with my ex, because I was in a long-term committed relationship for 8.5 years with a heterosexual guy. So, there's loads of erogenous zones, isn't there? Like the neck's an erogenous zone. The earlobes are erogenous zone. The inner thighs are erogenous zone. The buttocks can be an erogenous zone. Even the lips. All the hair. Being like hair stroked and all that type of thing. Like exploring all the body before you actually have sex is much more stimulating and enjoyable to a woman than actually having the sex itself. And then she's more likely to want sex with you if you're giving her everything else that she wants that makes her body feel good and aroused and crazy. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it's much better. That's what a lot of women really like, but some women are just afraid to say that. And some women, like, you know, like she might like to go on top of you or do things to you more. Do you know what I mean? And my ex that was good at sex, he used to be very good at encouraging me to basically, you know, explode my fluids, as it were, to be quite blunt, you know, and encourage me to, you know, be aroused and all that, or make me feel good about doing that. Because I think, you know, the way to have good sex is if the guy, if it's heterosexual relationship, obviously, the guy should be making the woman feel really good about herself, her body, and should be exploring her body, kissing, caressing, doing everything to make her feel really aroused, really good. And then when she has sex, it's a more better experience, and she'll probably want to do more stuff back to you as well. I mean, my ex was doing more stuff to me than I was to him, to be frank. But then he got sex. He did get sex at the end of the day out of it. So, but if I wanted to stop at any point, he would stop. So he was really good like that. He wasn't good in other things. There was only sex he was good at. He wasn't a very nice person the rest of the time. It's very weird like that. Everything else he wasn't good with, but it's weird. He was like a different person in that way. So yeah, I mean, a winner in terms of sex, but not in terms of personality and everything else. He was not a nice guy. He was like two different people, completely different people, very different. Kind and caring in that situation, not opposite, and not quite nasty out of that situation. So, but yeah, but you know, I obviously learned a lot from that relationship in terms of sexuality and sex. Because I learnt the difference between the guys who I'd been with previously and him. And there was a huge difference, like with the others, because I'm asexual, I don't experience sexual attraction. I just got so bored. So what and how long have you felt this way? I've always been asexual, but didn't realise it. It's a sexual orientation that's a lack of sexual attraction. So I never, even when I was with my heterosexual ex, when I was with him at the time for 8.5 years, I never looked at him and ever thought, I want sex with you. He was the one who used to. I found out in 2014. So my last long-term relationship with my ex was in 2011. And then 2014, I went to see a counsellor because I couldn't have sex anymore. I just couldn't do it. Every time I went on a date, I would nearly wet myself because the expectation of sex at the end of the night made me feel awful and cringe and horrible and anxious, absolutely anxious. And I went to see a counsellor and she wasn't very good. She was just like, well, you're going to have sex if you wanted to keep a good guy. And I was just like so upset. I'm like, how can the guy be any good for me if that's something I don't want? And I can only have him if I do that. That's not right. And so I went home and Googled, I love kissing, but not sex. And that's when I came up and found asexuality. And then I found this asexuality.org, which is full of asexuals and people like me who didn't want sex, didn't like it, didn't need it. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. I had sex in the past because I thought that's what's expected of me in a relationship. And my last ex, you know, he was okay at doing that. But sometimes I cried afterwards because I didn't know why, but you know, it left me feeling raw. And then I found out, you know, years later that I was asexual. But there was guys I dated from 2012 to 2014, and I found out I was asexual in around March, April 2014. The last guy I dated that year, you know, he wanted sex, and I'm like, no, after a date, and I'm like, no, I'm not interested, I don't like it. And because I didn't, you know, like when I first, like years ago, I just didn't say about being asexual. I just used to say I didn't like sex, and or I wasn't bothered, or changed the subject. And yeah, with this guy, he wants sex, and I said, no, I can't do that. And he goes, oh, well, you can be my girlfriend and then I can sleep with other girls. And I'm like, no, I'm monogamous, you know, I deserve the same monogamy as everyone else. Just because I don't like sex doesn't mean to say that I want a guy who's going to be sleeping with other women. So no. And he actually, because I get attracted to younger foreign guys. This guy was Bangladesh, I think he was 21 years old. I'm an asexual cougar and not a sexual one. So I get a bit complicated because I get attracted to guys in their 20s, but not for sex, for kissing, cuddling, holding hands, romance, all that type of thing. So yeah, it's like kind of strange. Yeah, it is a bit like far out, but I just don't get attracted to older guys, you know what I mean? Like I just don't. To me it would be like dating my dad, not literally, but it would, because I feel I'm a lot younger than my birth certificate age, which I don't talk about because I'm not interested in it. But yeah, I have a birth certificate age and it's nothing like who I am. So I live like a teenager on purpose and have the mindset of a 21-year-old on purpose. So I'd rather go out clubbing, to cinema, zoos, aquariums, theme parks. So I like doing all young, fun kid stuff. I can't be doing all this adult boring stuff, as I call it. It's like 2 years, like, no, I'd rather have a teenage relationship 24/7, 365 days a year, which I pretty much have for myself anyway, because I self-date a lot. And I'm like, I don't know if I can get a guy to match up to my own romantic needs that I have with, that I satisfy with myself by going on dates to the cinema and out for meals and whatever I want to do. So yeah, I think self-dating's a really good thing. I do miss the kissing. That's the only thing I miss about relationship. Yeah, self-date is when you purposely and intentionally create a date with yourself. So if, for example, like I like going to kids club. People don't realize, like in the UK, I don't know where you live, but in the UK you can go to kids club and you don't have to have a kid. I don't have any children, thank goodness, but you don't have to have a child to go to kids club. You can see movies that have been on the big screen like 6 to 12 weeks later. I think it's between 6 weeks and 3 months. Oh yeah, you live in the UK as well, that's good. So and you can go to kids club and watch any movie for £2.50 on Odeon or View Cinema on a Saturday or Sunday morning on 10 a.m. So I look every week usually and see what's on at the cinema, and if it's a film I haven't seen or that I want to see, I'll go and book it in my calendar with myself. So like if I was just in the city and I was hungry and need to go into a cafe to get some food, that's not a self-date. That's just me doing it for the purpose of the fact I need to eat. But if I was putting it on my calendar as a thing that I'm going to do and sticking to it, sticking to my date with myself, that would be me dating myself. So I put on my calendar, like this Saturday or this Sunday, I'm going to the cinema. This is what I'm watching at 10 a.m. And then I buy usually a snack to go with it, and that's like the fact that I've intentionally gone out to do that with myself. So that's what I mean by self-dating. So I think it's very important for building self-esteem, self-confidence. And I think even if you are in a partnership, it's still good to take yourself out and maintain your own integrity and maintain your own persona as well. Because I think you can lose part of your soul in a relationship sometimes if you're not having your own needs met. Do you know what I mean? Because, two people are still different. After all, we're individuals. I drink water out of these mugs, by the way. I don't drink out glasses. I drink out of eat all mugs. But thank you for coming on this channel. I appreciate you. Yeah. So yeah, I've digressed quite a lot from the porn thing, but yeah. So I've never been into porn or liked it at all. But if you have addiction, I would say definitely, either just stop it and be disciplined or get some help for it, really. Because I know people, I watch a lot of other dating channels and relationship coaches and things like that, and they do say that, even guys who are dating coaches, they do say like porn addiction is no good because it does wreck relationships, and I don't exactly understand why guys do it. I think sometimes it's to get aroused, sometimes it's out of curiosity. Sometimes they just like the look of looking at women's bodies. They're just like that. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, your partner or your wife, in your case, is the most important thing. Good to chat. And the question is, heterosexual and porn? I would say 90% do. Thank you for answering that. Yeah, I would have thought it was a lot higher than that, actually. I mean, I was quite shocked when I was in my old job at the young guys there who, there was one in particular I would never have thought he looked at porn because his girlfriend, 95% probably more right, his girlfriend was stunningly beautiful. She's like a model. She's like a very much like one of the singers that was his idol. And then even he admitted to doing it. And I'm like thinking, what? And then, and I'm just thinking, does every single guy in the world, planet, universe watch porn? Because I just can't stand it. I absolutely hate it. I don't even like nudity in anything, though. I don't like nudity in films, in magazines, and TV, sculptures, paintings, nothing. I don't like women's bodies in anything. I don't like looking at naked men's bodies either. But I'm okay with the guy's chest looking at that, but I'm not interested below the waist because I'm asexual. I don't need to see that bit. I don't need to get involved with it. But, it's very difficult, I think. And yeah, that's why I was quite surprised that this heterosexual guy I know said that they don't like porn. And I didn't know, to be honest, if they were just impressing me or if they meant what they said. I think they meant what they said, but you know what I mean? I don't know them, and I know that they do like me more than an acquaintance, if you know what I mean. You are the new Mary Whitehouse. He lies, laugh out loud. Oh, what, the guy that you're talking the guy I'm talking about, heterosexual guy, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure whether he's telling the truth or not. I like to think he was telling the truth. I thought he was at the time, but obviously I am aware that that guy, yes, he might be watching this channel. He decided to subscribe to my channel as well. So he might tune in. I don't know if he's going to tune in or not. I don't know who's watching some of the time, not unless they speak to me. So, but yes, I'm being honest that it is possible that he was trying to say stuff to impress me, because I would have thought most heterosexual guys do like looking at that, to be honest. But, there must be the odd few that don't. Do you know what I mean? You have to trust there's a few guys that don't in the world. Because my mum doesn't. She's heterosexual, but obviously she's female, not male. If you kiss, does that not arouse you though? Yes, arousing. Kissing personally for me arouses me. Some people don't get aroused by kissing, but me it does. But it doesn't ever want me to have sex. Even however aroused I am in my body, because I get easily aroused. However aroused I am in my body, it never ever produces the urge for me to have sex. It just doesn't do it. I've tested myself even. Like over the last, like this year, I had a boyfriend briefly. He wasn't asexual, and in the end, he wasn't right for me. Surely that's the way most people start. You will see, for heterosexuals, kissing leads on to sex. For asexuals, it doesn't work like that because we don't experience a sexual attraction. So it doesn't matter how much we kiss, we can just enjoy the kissing in and of itself without it leading to sex, because we've not got the need, urge, or want for sex. So, for heterosexuals, it's different. And that's difficulty, if a heterosexual is with an asexual, it's very hard for it to work. But if the person, like, I love kissing. I love kissing for 3 to 4 hours. Like, some people love sex for 3 to 4 hours. I know I've got a friend, online friend, who's married, and they are hypersexual, and they and their partner can have sex for like 3 hours, which is great for them. I don't mind other people being different to me. I've known them online for about 4 years now. Really happy. They've got the partner of their dreams, their soulmate. They're both hypersexual, so they both got on amazingly well, and they can have sex for like 3 hours. I'm not interested in that. It doesn't interest me, but I can kiss for 3 to 4 hours at a time, and I don't get worn out. I can still carry on. But the guy usually has to go to sleep because he's too tired. Like, when I was with the young guy this year who was 23 going on 24, like, I would kiss him for like 3 hours or something. He was like, be getting tired, and I'm like still energetic. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, you better go to sleep then. If you need your sleep, I'll stay up longer and do whatever I can do in my room. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I kind of like going on top kissing as well. But it does get a bit much. You have to be really, really strong in your arms to do that. I'm a bit of a dark horse. No, I'm very true. I'm a very true, authentic person who tells it exactly like it is. So rather than say I'm an asexual person who's this particular stereotype of asexual, I'm true to who I am. So I like to kiss, but with my clothes on. I don't like to do it naked. But if I'm kissing, 3 to 4 hours of kissing is beautiful for me. If it's a guy I'm asexually attracted to, which is only you. This guy was British. He's the first British guy I've kissed like that since 2011. Usually it's only foreign guys I can kiss, not British. But he was young and he was cute at the time. And so you understand. And so, you know, but it is difficult for me because I understand, even though I'm not heterosexual, I understand why some sexuals feel a need, urge, and want for sex in the urgency sense, because I get like that with kissing. So obviously that does make me have more sympathy and empathy for heterosexuals who need the sex, who are like, I really got the urge to have sex now. I don't get that with sex, but I get that with kissing. I'm like, I really want to kiss now. Like, I really want to kiss now. Help, I really want to kiss now. I've got no one to kiss. Ah! Do you know what I mean? Like, I got that this week, and it's very difficult because I love being single as well. I really enjoy my single life. And like I said, I can't just kiss anyone. It has to be someone I'm asexually attracted to. I can't kiss a guy with facial hair, for example. I mean, maybe if he's really, really good looking foreign guy and he's tiny little bit of facial hair, like a little tiny mustache or a little bit of stubble, he could get away with it. But in general rule, I don't like guys with facial hair. I can't stand it. I just like, it's so repulsive. It's like having a bush between me and them. I like kissing. It's like, why would I want to put my mouth around a bush? I just don't like it. It's just horrible. And the fashion still trend is like guys wearing beards and having beards, and I just don't like them at all. They just repel me. I'm just not attracted to them whatsoever. It's like, ugh, I just don't like it. And a lot of guys are like that. I'm like, why can't you just shave it off? Horrible things, bitch. Yeah. It seems like that's the only thing. Like, I do know that some older guys, still the older generation of guys, they tend to have more clean shaven faces, but obviously I like younger guys. Food scraps. That's a really good thing, Des. You're totally true. They can get. I was having a conversation in a pub once with two guys about, do their bits get in their bits of food get in their beards? It was quite funny. Soldiers do. Oh, yeah, because I can imagine their hair might grow quite long, soldiers. But don't they have to keep it, or don't, with soldiers? No, they have to keep it short, don't they? Because of rules and regulations, don't they? Oh, they do not have beards. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, yeah. I think it's very difficult for any couple to make things work. Because you both have different things. Laugh aloud, that's true with beard. Yeah, you're hetero. I know you're heterosexual. Yeah. But it's like, I do understand why heterosexuals get the urge for sex, in the sense that I get the urge for kissing. So I do have sympathy and empathy. But I really think, you know, that you need to focus on your wife's body and your wife more, especially if the porn stuff's affecting your sex life, and you put all like time and attention into her. What I always think is, or what I like to say to guys is, why think of the fantasy when you can have the reality? She's still there. If she's like, she's heterosexual as well, which I'm guessing, Des, that she is. It's a fire that rages below. But if it's a fire that rages below, rage it towards her, not towards other people. Do you know what I mean? And pay attention to her, I'd say, because some guys, like even asexual guys, right, even though they don't want sex, they will be in their fantasies more than in reality. And they could have hi my life, nice to see you, and they could have, do you know what I mean? They could, I'm talking to Des at the moment quite a bit on this live stream, who's not asexual. I know, but Kay, you have to book an appointment. I know, but you have to book an appointment. What, with your wife? Or are you talking about with a porn person or a sex person? I'm not quite sure. K, what does K mean? I know, but K have to book an appointment. Oh, your wife. What, you have to book an appointment with your wife to have sex with her? Is that what you're saying? Because obviously you should be, you know, like a woman who's very, oh, you have to book an appointment with your wife to have sex with her. Does she like sex then? Is she enjoying it or not? I mean, obviously, I mean, if you have to book an appointment, then get a calendar filled up, innit? If you both like doing that. I mean, some people have sex in different ways. Some people like to be spontaneous. Yes, she does. Well, if she likes sex, go and book it in her calendar. Maybe she likes that as a naughty thing as well. Like, oh, I'm meeting my date. Do you know what I mean? Because some people who are heterosexual, they like the if she likes sex and you like sex and you say you have to book it in with her, then get her calendar booked up. Do you know what I mean? But ask her as well if she likes any spontaneity. You are old school. My boyfriend really wants to kiss. Oh, I'm talking to my life now. If your boyfriend really wants to kiss, then, well, I'm a kissaholic, aren't I? So I'll be right in there. The thing is, my life, if you're cuddling now and holding hands, he's going to want to kiss you. Because it kind of like, I plan to sneakily kiss. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, Heather said to do stuff for her. Yeah. Apparently, this is true. Haven't cuddled yet. He's shy. He wants to kiss, but he hasn't cuddled you yet. Is he like me? Prefers kisses to cuddles. I might hold his hand tomorrow. Oh, go for it. Go for it. Yes, man up. Jez has been on this conversation quite a lot. So Des is not asexual, but he's interested in finding out about what I'm talking about. So yeah, I have to be the confident one now. If he's shy, oh, but you could ask him. You could just say, "Give me a kiss." If he wants to give you a kiss, and he can't be that shy, can he? If your boyfriend really wants to give you a kiss, let him give you a kiss. Oh, you asked. But if he said he really wants to kiss you, let him kiss you. I've taught you a lot, Des, have I? Oh, bless your heart. Hopefully I've taught you like how to improve your sex life, even though I'm asexual. I've actually got a book out called Asexual Guide to Sex coming out, which is really good actually. And I've got a book that I did start to write for heterosexuals actually to help them. Even though I'm asexual. Because I just think I can help heterosexuals as well with my experience. He's the shyest guy I've ever met. Yeah, but he sticks up for you, doesn't he, as well, at your school, my life? So if he sticks up for you, I'm sure he's like not 100% shy. I thought you were really strict with me at first. Oh, that's Des. Well, I mean, I have to be very firm because I get people on this channel that are very disrespectful, and I don't mind talking to someone who's heterosexual and helping them as well if they're respectful and talking like an adult. But I get some people on this channel that are just being rude to me, and I won't tolerate that, and I just block them or delete them. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't tolerate rudeness. I don't mind people who are open-mindedness. But you're a good person, though. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I like to help everyone, you know, even, I mean, I end up getting asked a lot of questions by heterosexuals. So I kind of like see myself as a dating relationships coach and life happiness coach now. Do you know what I mean? So I've been on this channel now since 2015, but last year I've been live streaming and I get I get some heterosexuals that are in relationships with asexuals asking for my advice. My life, I got two of my friends together. I presume that's in a relationship, my life. Or did you just get them together as friends? But when you say you got two of your friends together, I'm presuming that means in a relationship. Because they're already friends, aren't they? So yeah. But yep, I set them up. I played matchmaker. Wow. I hope that went well. My best asexual friend, I put them in touch with someone. But yeah, it didn't quite. I hope my life is it's only kissing. Yeah, my life is asexual and her boyfriend's not, but her boyfriend is really, really okay with not having sex. Yeah, my life isn't intersex at all. They are asexual, sorry, they're gender fluid. Yeah, so on this channel we do have different genders as well, like not just male, female. We have gender fluid, transgender, cross dressers sometimes watch this channel. Loads of different genders. Everyone's welcome. Do you know what I mean? Wherever they're from, across the world, everyone's welcome. Oh, so my life is gender fluid. So that means, well, my life can tell you more than me. So gender fluid is someone who's fluid in what gender they are, if I've got that right. So I know non-binary is when you don't identify as male or female. I know transgender is where you've changed your gender to a different one. And my life is gender fluid, which I think means you alternate between what gender you are, I think. But my life can say much better than I can, because I'm still learning, developing, growing myself as usual. Gender fluid, the gender shifts from time to time. Each person is different and sometimes it's triggered. Yeah, my life's very good. They tell it like it is. Oh, thank you for subscribing, by the way, Des. Even though you're not asexual, I really I'm happy to have you and my little team here. So yeah. But I am very blunt and direct, as you probably gathered. But yeah, so yeah, my to go back to talking about sex stuff again, even though it's an asexual channel, to talk to Des again. Yeah, my book, Asexual Guide to Sex, is predominantly aimed at asexuals who have never had sex for the first time and thinking about having it. But it gives sex advice, sex help, and sex guidance. But it is done from a sexual point of view. But it's a really good book. It isn't out yet. I'm gonna kiss my boyfriend's cheek tomorrow during a hug. Oh, by the way, me and him started hugging longer. I'm really romantic. You do know that, like, this is so romantic. My life has had a boyfriend who's been their best friend for 3 years, and I'm just recapping for Des. And yeah, they've been friends for 3 years and got together in August. So yeah, and my life's 17, but talks a lot older sometimes because they've got an old soul. Yeah. So, and they've got, you know, their boyfriend's their best friend, but their boyfriend's shy for a guy. But but very, very sweet. And he gave my life a beautiful rose the other day. It was so romantic. Yellow one. I think it's got like pink pink on the petals, like around the edges. It's very, very pretty. So I'm really I'm a romantic asexual. I'm known as a hyper romantic, so I'm excessively romantic. Like, I think everything, well, most things are romantic. Like, I think a gnome looks romantic. Nothing wrong with being romantic. No, it's a huge good thing to be romantic in relationships, you know. I mean, there are people on this channel that are known as aromantic asexuals or aromantic asexuals, which means they lack romantic attraction as well as sexual attraction. So there are a number of people that watch this channel that don't have any romantic attraction whatsoever. So some of them never want to be in a relationship at all. Others are like more of a platonic relationship with no romance involved. But there's lots of different types of asexuals. It gets quite confusing for someone who's new to the term. I'm hetero romantic. I'm attracted to guys, but romantically only guys. I'm not interested in women at all, like in terms of relationship. Oh, you got to go. Bye, my life. Nice of you to pop in. Have a good time with your boyfriend tomorrow or today now. Collins Oxford need to rewrite their dictionary. All these new words. Yeah. Asexuality did get in the dictionary. I can't. Was it Collins this year? There was one dictionary we did get in. Asexuality did get in a dictionary, an online dictionary. I can't remember which one it was. I don't know. It might have been the Oxford dictionary. Actually, it might have been that one, but they haven't put all the subcategories. I mean, asexuality is huge. So to give you an idea, I'm a heteromantic asexual. I'm attracted to guys. Asexual basically means absence of sexual attraction. So I tend to teach it like, say to people, think of the asexual is altogether one word. So instead of it being a sexual person with a gap between the letter A and sexual, asexual is come together, the A and the sexual all together as one word. And that the A, if you think of the A standing for absence of sexual attraction. So if someone's aromantic or aromantic, then they lack the absence of romantic attraction. Sky Seagull, nice, I love you. Thanks, Des, for understanding. And so I'm a heteromantic, so I just get attracted hetero to the opposite gender romantically. Then you can get homoromantic asexuals, which are those that are attracted to the same gender but romantically, not sexually. And then you get biromantics that are attracted to male and female but not sexually. And then you get panromantics that are attracted to all different types of genders. They might be attracted to gender fluid people, non-binary people, agender people, trans people, or male or female. So but not sexually, romantically. And then you get aromantic asexuals. Those are absence of romantic attraction and sexual attraction. But you can also get aromantic or aromantic sexuals as well. So you could have a heterosexual aromantic person, which means they have sexual attraction but they experience no romantic attraction. My God, so many. Yeah, and there's loads of subcategories as well. Those are the main ones to help you understand it, because otherwise it just gets mind-blowing. I still don't know all the terms because they keep coming out with new terms all the time. So yeah, I identify as a heteromantic, grey A, hyperromantic, asexual cougar who doesn't like sex, just kissing. But I'm not a grey A, textbook grey A. It gets very complicated because there's a grey A end of the spectrum, which is a more sexual end of the asexual spectrum. And I don't really fit in there, but I'm a bit more like a lot of romantic asexuals. Predominantly, they're not so into kissing as I am, and my kissing is sexual in behavior, but I have no sexual attraction whatsoever, and I like to keep my clothes on. And so I call that like my grey area. But grey asexual is someone who experiences sexual attraction under limited, rare, or specific circumstances, or who experiences it but not enough to want to act on it. And I don't actually fit that textbook definition. But because of my kissing is sexual in behavior, I feel I don't quite fit into just being heteromantic. Because, you know, if I'm kissing a guy who isn't, like, say he's asexual himself, he's ARHGC. Say, you know, I'm kissing a guy who is asexual, you know, as well. A lot of asexual guys are not into his kissing like I am. So it becomes very difficult to get a match suitable for a relationship, because obviously people are very different, aren't they? Within the asexual community, there's so many different needs, wants, likes, dislikes, so many interests and hobbies. Because with asexuals, we don't focus on the sex. We focus on all the other things in a relationship, like, have we got compatible hobbies? Have we got compatible interests? Have we got compatible philosophy on life? Thank you. You're a very cute girl. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. And we focus on everything else in a relationship. So whereas a heterosexual relationship is usually initially based on sexual attraction, and it's usually based on that sort of base instinct of sexual attraction that asexuals don't experience. Like, if you get into a relationship because you're very sexually attracted to someone, you can kind of overlook the other things that aren't compatible, like the fact that you don't have many interests in common, the fact that you like different things, the fact that you maybe even sexually you've got a lot of differences you don't realize, because the sexual attraction is such an overwhelmingly powerful, strong factor in the relationship that you kind of overlook some of the other stuff. Whereas asexuals, it's harder to get a relationship in the sense because we're not focused on sexual attraction, so your needs are specific. Yeah, I mean, every asexual's needs is specific a lot of the time, but because we're not sexually attracted, we look at things a bit more logically in the sense of like, are our hobbies compatible? Are our interests compatible? Let's recap. One young guy. Oh yeah, my needs are very specific. Yes. Yes, you can. Yeah, recap my needs if you want. You've listened well. Yep, young guy, no beards. Yep, you got that right. You listen. You're very good at listening. I have to give you that. Very good at listening. Yep, young guy, no beards. Preferably a guy in his 20s as well. Like if a guy goes above 30, he starts getting a bit older for me. So yeah, young guy, no beards, preferably foreign and in his 20s. And preferably asexual. Asexual, not heterosexual. He's got to like a cougar, yeah. That's the thing. There's loads of sexual guys that like cougars because they like them for the sex. Obviously, I'm not interested in sex. So he's got to be a guy who likes an older woman, but I'm not really old, if you know what I mean. It's a bit weird. My birth certificate age is older, but I'm actually not older. I'm very much young. I'm younger than a lot of young guys because the way I live my life is so different. Oh, and kissing. Not balding guy either, Heather. Yes, you know me well. I'm not into bald guys. My best female friend, she's just got into a relationship and moving with a guy who's got a bald head. That personally wouldn't do anything for me. I'm not into bald headed. I had a guy on Asexuality, an asexual dating site, and well, more than one guy I've known that's got a bald head actually. And I think that there's one guy on there that used to have a punk hairstyle, and there's one guy that's my friend. He's got a bald head, but I think he might have liked me a little bit more than a friend. Compatible with your hobbies and likes. Yes, Des. Compatible with my hobbies and likes. I think Des is going to write my dating profile resume for me. I'm very specific. Nice chest. Yes, preferably hairless. I don't like hair on a guy's chest. I like a guy who's got no chest hair whatsoever. So I really like a young guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm not into like young as in adult, not that young, like 21 and above. I'm going into it now. Yeah. 21 and above. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of like knowing what he wants in his life, probably 24 to 28 would be better because a lot of guys who are 21, they don't really have their own money. They're living at their parents. They don't know what they want. It truly comes down personality and maturity. Yeah, but I do like them to. Yeah, I like them to be mature, but also fun and young at the same time. Very romantic, Des. Very romantic. Like I love kissing in public. Public displays of affection, kissing, cuddling, holding hands, sitting on my guy's lap in public as well, which is probably quite naughty to some people. But yeah, sitting on my guy's lap, sitting in between his legs, I don't mind that, just as long as he keeps his clothes on and doesn't want to have sex with me. I'm fine with that. But yes, preferably Indian. Well, you can work on that with him. Preferably Indian as well. Indian's my top attraction. I go on about Indian guys on this channel so much, but I'm not a housewife person. I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean, and I don't want to do housework for a guy whatsoever, and I don't want to live with him either. So I'm just a little bit preferably Indian dude, yeah. But most East Indians, Heather says, most Indian guys, they want someone to cook, clean, and like have sex, marriage, and kids with them. Like if they're asexual, they don't usually want the sex, which is a plus. Some of them don't want kids, which is a plus, but they usually all need marriage, and they expect a woman to like clean and cook for them. I'm not that type of girl at all. Yeah, if he can cook and be a cook or chef, that's great. He can do that. Curry, but not me. Not me. But if I get an Indian guy that loves cooking, that'd be great. Bring it on, because I don't. I'm not interested in that. But I've got loads of food allergies and intolerances, so it's easier for me to just cook something quickly for myself than get someone else to do it, because it's like I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have the other. And clean, yes. A guy who's a houseman. As well as an entrepreneur at the same time, like me. Yeah, it'd be really good. Yes. He has got to be vegan. Oh no, I'm not actually vegetarian. I'm not actually vegan, but I do prefer someone who doesn't eat red meat, because I don't eat pork, lamb, or beef. So I prefer someone who doesn't eat pork, lamb, or beef, like chicken, just like chicken and fish, like I do. To be perfectly honest with you, how did you know that? How did you guess? and someone who doesn't drink alcohol, because I don't drink alcohol either. I don't. No smoker. You can't smoke. No drugs and no cigarettes at all. Drugs is completely out of question. You know. Yes. No. Yes. I last year, I don't know what possessed me. I was a kissing frenzy, I think. And I did actually have a date with this guy who was foreign, but he was 37. So that's old for me. And he was good looking and he ran his own business in his country, but he was only over here for a short period of time. And so it would never have worked anyway. I feel it, but in a nice way. And so, this guy I end up kissing, right? And I've never ever kissed a smoker. Like, I don't kiss smoking guys. And I was kissing him for like 3 or 4 hours in between going out dancing with him and other places to the pub and stuff. Even though I don't drink, I can still go to the pub, but just don't drink alcohol. And yeah, it was just kind of crazy because I was kissing him loads and I didn't have any problem doing that. And I didn't realize he smoked till he went outside after a short time of being with him, and he started smoking. He went outside for a smoke, which is good. He didn't do it in front of me, but because I was kissing him, tongue kissing, I like, right? Very intimate tongue kissing. Yeah, it was just like I was fine kissing him. It surprised me. I said, "Oh, I usually don't like smoking, and I don't like kissing a smoker." Yeah, it is horrible, Des. Yes, and I'm gonna Heather's right. The chest infection. I'm gonna tell you about chest infection. So after I kissed him, right, I was okay. I must have had this adrenaline going on in me because I was like kissing him loads and I was really enjoying it. I wasn't having any problems. Then as soon as I got home through the door, I literally ended up coughing and nearly being sick in the sink. Like, I went to the sink, but I didn't actually be sick in it. But I was coughing and it just tasted and felt like I was an ashtray myself. And for 7 weeks, I had a chest infection. 7 weeks, because I've got a weakness on my chest. I'm prone to chest infections. And so doing that, but it's like, I don't understand. It must have just been kissing adrenaline at the time. I know, it's really quite funny in some ways. It's not, but it is, because it's like, how can that happen? But it's like, I didn't have any cough, not one single cough while I was kissing him. Nothing. And then as soon as I got in, it was like, boom, that was it. Like, oh my God, I couldn't stop coughing. My whole mouth was like on fire, like an ashtray. My throat was horribly wiry. It was just horrible. Oh, my book's gone on the floor now. Oops. Oh, by the way, Des, if you didn't know, I'm the author of this book, Asexual Perspectives. Add to your list, non-smoker, check. Yes. You're going to look out for me for a guy now, aren't you? If you come across any young foreign Indian guys in the UK for me that doesn't like sex, doesn't like porn, and that's like clean, be like, oh, check out our channel. That's awesome. Oh, bless you. Oh, yeah, my book. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, this is Asexual Perspectives, 47 asexual stories, love, life, and sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I interviewed 40. It's getting a bit tatty now because I have it out so much, but 46 asexuals across the globe. You really know your stuff. Thank you, Des. Yeah, I do know my stuff, but thank you so much. Yeah. I know quite a lot about sex, even though I'm asexual as well. It's kind of like because I'm asexual, I've been in heterosexual relationships for half my life. I kind of can see both really well. Cover the name. What, Sandra Bellamy? That's my name. I never cover my name, but it's because it's a little bit. Can you see it's crumpled? It's like I use it so much that the cover's going a bit like, that's me on the back. So in me, in my books, I'm myself, but everyone else can be anonymous. So I'm revealing really, really personal stuff in this book, and all my books I do. Intimate stuff about me, and I am out, like everyone can read my personal story, even though I'm not anonymous, but anyone else in the book can read. Most YouTubers are quite secretive. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not secretive at all. I'm the opposite. Like, I was a speaker at the UK Asexuality conference in London last year. So I'm very out. And writing's my hugest passion. Like, at the moment, Thank you. At the moment, my latest book isn't an asexual book, although it talks about asexuality, and part of it's fibromyalgia self-help handbook, how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier like a superhero rock star. That one is out in Kindle. It's about to come out on print. I've just ordered the proof copy. So when the proof copy comes, I would be doing a live unboxing video of that book, even though it's not an asexual book. It talks about asexuality. This is my best-selling book because I've got a few books out, but this one sells every month regularly. So this is the one I get. You know, like I can't make a full-time living at the moment. But I mean, the thing is with asexuals, it's a very niche market. It's a very niche audience. Do you know what I mean? We're recorded 1% of the population, and I haven't done any paid advertising for my books yet. So this one hasn't had any paid advertising for it at all. It's all been organic. So like through my channel, through my blogs, through speaking to people. But I expect the Asexual Guide to Sex will sell really well. But I wish you all success. Thank you. So the Asexual Guide to Sex book is the one I'm writing at the moment with 14 other asexuals, and it's really amazing book. It's like an immersive experience, like no other sex book you'll ever read on the planet, the world, the universe. I mean, the Asexual Guide to Sex, you can actually get in the mind of an asexual person and see the difference between heterosexual mind and an asexual mind. It's incredible. It's seriously, I love writing it. It's I want it to come out, but it's like it's a process, you know. I've got to go through, like the other day I spent 4.5 hours just going through one person's 6-page story. It's like with like trying to make the sentences flow better without changing their words. Do you know what I mean? With it still being theirs, and just making it like I added like loads more questions. You've made me think differently. Oh, bless you. That's really good. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, someone with this book, someone's reading it at the moment, this asexual guy, and he's in his 50s, early 50s, and he's just found out he's asexual. And in the space of about a week of him reading this book, like he's changed. Like he said, he was like the other day when he read it, he goes, "Oh, I'm reading it and like my mind's exploding." Obviously, I'm not going to tell you who it is and give personal details out. That's confidential, but I'm just saying general. I'm not going to give any details out about them, but they messaged me to say they were reading my book and that they're finding it really helpful. And then at one point they said, "Oh, my head's a bit like wants to explode. I feel like it wants to explode." And then a few days later, they were like, "I can really relate to the stories in the book. I can really relate to the people in it, and I know I can be myself now, and I don't have to be anything I'm not." Realization that we get brainwashed with sex, be it TV soaps, etc. Des, thank you so much. Yes, you are exactly spot on. We get completely brainwashed, and I have spoke about that on this channel. It's all conditioning. We are all conditioned from birth to believe that heterosexuality is the only sexuality and that everyone needs, wants, and likes sex, when actually there are thousands of people not like me out, but in silence, that don't actually like, want, or need sex. I mean, we're 1%, a recorded 1%. Claps on Des, yeah. I have to, yeah. I ain't just saying it, I mean it. Thank you, Des. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really nice that you've got an open mind. It's really important as well because do you know what I mean? It's important for society as a whole because we can avoid getting into more relationships that are no good for us. You know, like no good if a heterosexual person really, really wants sex and they meet someone who's asexual and they just assume everyone's heterosexual. It's damaging for the heterosexual and the asexual person because the heterosexual really needs sex and they feel rejected. That why isn't the asexual wanting to have sex with them? And the asexual feels why can't you love me without sex and why are you putting pressure on me? And why can't we just be chilling out, watching TV and watching movies and actually watching movies, not having sex? Do you ever get wound up when you search on the web something that is innocent and a porn site pops up? Well, I don't usually have porn sites pop up because I'm very careful what I watch. I don't I mean, usually porn sites pop up when you've looked at porn before, if I'm honest, because you haven't cleared your cookies and your browser. So if you're getting porn popping up, it's because you've been on there before. So what happens, Des, is because I'm into marketing and stuff, whenever you look at porn, which I know you told me you do, you have a pixel, something called a pixel that goes on your browser, your web browser. It follows you all around the web. So wherever you are, you'll be getting constantly more ads for porn, more like basically lots of different advertisements. You'll get more porn sites come up. You'll get baby porn products come up. Everything. My wife put something on here, search on her phone, and porn popped up. My wife put something on here, search of her phone, and yeah, but had you used it before for porn? Because if you used it before for porn, that's how she can tell that you've been using it. Yes, but if I know you said that she did it, but before that, at some point, had you looked at porn? Because the pixel, no. How do you look at porn then? Because I know you told me you do. Because porn is usually got on computers from being on different sites. You might not have looked at it for like a week or something, but I know you said it's her own phone. Oh, right, okay. So she's got a phone and porn popped up on her phone. I mean, the only thing I can think is it's something related. Like if she looked at lingerie, for example. So if she looked at just because she doesn't like porn doesn't mean to say she might not like sexy lingerie. So if she looked at something like sexy lingerie, porn sites have viruses. I mean, I use a Mac, so I don't get a lot of this stuff. Windows is really bad for like getting stuff like that up. Windows always has pop-up stuff. What I'm saying is innocent words can mean two things. What I'm saying is innocent words can mean two things. I'm not with you. What I'm saying is innocent words can mean two things which lead to porn. I don't understand that. Sorry, Des. I don't understand what you mean. Search engines. Yeah, but only if you're searching for that stuff in the first place will it come up. Or if you're searching anything related to it whatsoever. It shouldn't come up. Like I don't get stuff come up. The only stuff I get come up is and obviously I do asexual stuff. The stuff that I get but I've got a Mac. Windows, if you've got a Windows, they are much worse. Like, but I've got an Android phone and I don't get porn popping up on my phone at all. I don't think I've ever had porn popping up on my phone unless I've been on a site by accident, which doesn't hardly ever happen. Like I don't watch TV and stuff. So for example, like like sometimes I do research, right? I do research for books. Like I'm writing an asexual guide to sex book. I'm writing, like I do have to know about sex to a degree. And like I do sometimes search for stuff. Like there was one because in my asexual guide to sex, people are talking about different sex positions and things. And then I googled one site and it was like 70, it was a blog, 175 do if you put in sex. Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, but I've put in sex. I've put in like what was it? I've seen sites that have sex on. Well, not does anything pop up? No, but I don't go looking for that. Like I've looked at masturbation stuff sometimes, and but no, I haven't had anything pop up like that afterwards. And I've had like I looked at sex positions and it was like 75 sex positions, and I realised my ex had done most of them with me. I'm like, oh my god, I just let him get on with it, and I'm like, oh, seems like I've done most of these things. I'm obviously very flexible. In the past, not now. I'm not interested in that, but it's a long story. But I got him this book, cartoon book, which I didn't think he'd use on me, but then he decided to start trying all these sex positions. And because I don't think about sex, I just gave him a book to look at because he liked looking at naked people having sex. And he was looking at a real life book once in a shop, and it really upset me because I don't like porn, as I started out saying in this video. So I decided for Christmas, I will get I decided for Christmas I will get him this book. which was like a cartoon sex positions book. And I didn't think he would use it on me. I was just thinking I was giving it as a present to look at and read because I didn't like him looking at naked women, other naked women. And and then he decided to start trying out different positions with me and said, this is such and such a position, this is that position. I'm like, what the heck? And I was just like, I'll get on with it. I will change for you and make a fresh start. Oh, bless you. Well, change for your wife is the best thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's the best thing. But thank you. That's pretty sweet. But it's really important you change for yourself as well. You're right about what you say about I should pay more attention to my other half. You should. Honestly, you could have if you like porn and you like sex, you could have if she likes sex as well, you could have a roaring sex life. Because you're while you're paying attention to all this porn and stuff that's fantasy, you can have the real thing, like the real body. And I think some people, even asexuals, some asexuals, not all asexuals, they get so engrossed in their fantasies that they don't see what's right in front of them. Their nose that they could have real true love, and they could have someone really care about them, love them, touch them, feel them in any way they want and are comfortable with, I would rather always, like true love is hard, right? Relationships are hard. They're not easy. And that's why people have their fantasies. But if they put more time, energy, and effort into the relationship and the person they're with, they would have a better relationship. So they wouldn't need their fantasies like they think they do. And having like a true, real person to touch your hand, to squeeze it, to be next to you by your side is far better than having a fantasy. So will I find love? Only time will tell. It's not that I can't find love. It's like, well, I thought I loved the guy this year, but he turned out to be no good for me, and I can fall in love very easily. I've managed that quite well now because I don't fall in love as easily as I used to, thank God. But because I'm a hyper romantic, I don't experience any platonic attraction either. So for my close asexual friends, I end up jumping straight from meeting them to feeling something for them, like it's romantic attraction or aesthetic attraction, or I can have spiritual attraction or creative attraction. I can experience multiple attractions, just not sexual and not platonic, even in my case, which is very difficult. So it's not that I can't. I've got a huge heart. I've got a huge heart of love for someone, I believe there's an Indian soulmate I've got out there somewhere, but God knows where he is. He'll show up one day, I'm sure. But it's finding the right guy for me, like I deserve a good guy for me, at the moment there isn't any guy that's willing to step up to the plate, I think particularly with asexual guy, he's out there. Thank you, Des. I think particularly with asexual guys, like I've got some male traits, like I'm very direct, I'm very blunt, but I'm also very like a girl, as you can see, in terms of appearance. And I'm kind of like, part of my personality is like a business type of guy, and the other part of my personality is like a girl, like a princess girl. So I'm like a Disney girl. So I have like two sides to my character. One's like a more male traits, and one, let me finish. Oh, sorry. Are you speaking? Sorry. I'll let you finish. I'm listening, Des. Do you want to carry on? So, if you want to say anything more, I am listening. Currently, he is. I'm listening. I'm waiting here with bated breath. Currently, he is in India? Sorry. Under a bridge. Currently, he's under a bridge. Well, I happen to live near a bridge, and I don't think he's under that. I actually do live near a bridge. Making flying carpets. Is that because he's Aladdin? Oh, I love Aladdin. Aladdin's very good looking. The guy in the actual Aladdin film in India. Oh, bless. I need him to be in the UK though, because a lot of foreign guys, they like to come over here for a visa, and I'm not interested. I don't want to get married anyway. I don't want to get married. That's another thing. Most Indians, like I mentioned, want to get married. But yes, under a bridge, making flying carpets in India. That sounds good fun. I'd love to go on a flying carpet, although I don't like heights and I can't swim. So he's going to fly over. I do honestly believe, I've believed it for a long time, that there is an Indian guy, or there's definitely at least a younger foreign guy, and he will come over here and move over here to be with me. Of his own accord, not from me telling him, just because he will do that, Or, I'm waiting for the or. This is getting to be a very good love story here. I'm liking this. I am a writer. You do know I love love stories, right? So he's out there. Currently, he's under a bridge making flying carpets in India. He's going to fly over. Or. I'm waiting for the next one. He's a barber. Oh my God. Well, actually, there's loads of barber shops in my city. There's tons of them. And there are some very good looking foreign guys in those barbers. Not usually Indian, though. Indian guys usually are in Indian restaurants. Alibaba. I do like Alibaba. Yeah, in Aladdin, the new film Aladdin, you know, the film that came out this year, the new modern version of it. I saw it and the guy is so good looking. He will steal your heart. Oh, bless. Yeah, I didn't steal your heart. I did know there was a guy I met online, not to do with dating, and he was a barber, but he ended up being a sexual person wanting sex. So then he blocked me because I wasn't interested, and I said I was asexual. But yes, it'd be lovely if he turned up one day. I'm sure he will turn up one day, but I mean, I haven't met a guy who's like a proper like man, you know, like man up. Like I feel sometimes that I'm more of a man than the guys that I'm attracted to or attracted to me. Because some guys, particularly who are asexual, they tend to be quite feminine. I do like some feminine qualities of guy. A guy should have both, really. They should have masculine and feminine, because a woman needs a guy to have some feminine traits so she can relate to him, so she can emotionally connect with him, so she can have the tenderness and the softness. And a lot of like older guys, for example, you're always like taught to be manly, macho, and everything like that. That has its place, and that's still good, but you should also have some feminine as well. It should be a mixture of masculine and feminine. Everyone's got masculine and feminine in them, but some people choose to exhibit more of them than the other. But a lot of the older generation is taught, you know, with guys, be manly, be really manly. But a woman can't connect emotionally so much to that, because they don't. A woman isn't that way. A guy energy, like masculine energy, is all about doing things, getting it done, being in the moment, you know, taking action, you know, like doing. And feminine is more like leaning back and being emotional and receptive. So there are figures of the population that are hetero, etc., etc. There are people. What you mean with asexuals? Like I'm asexual heteromantic. Percentage. Oh, 1% of the population, recorded 1% of the population. I think it was 2004. Bogart, I think he's a scientist or something. He was it's 1%. So basically it was just a study he did in 2004. I think it was 2004. Bogart. He's written books as well. And I think he's a scientist. He's not actually asexual as far as I know. He's just a scientist person. I think it's scientist or some medical sort of like some like technical medical type of expert, you know, like who specialize. Let's say it's 3% now. Yeah, I mean 1% is 1 in every 100 anyway. So I hold asexual meetups in my city. So I meet real life asexuals in person. Just I haven't met the right asexual guy for me yet. So I have asexual guys come into my meetups. I have asexuals come into my meetups in general. Predominantly, like there are more women asexuals than men. And they're more aromantic asexuals than romantics. So if I went to a club, yes, I go to a club sometimes dancing with foreign guys, younger, but I haven't yet met an asexual guy there yet. I live in hope. With 1,000 people, that would mean 10 of those people should be asexual. Yes, theoretically, but there are more women than men asexuals, and there's also more aromantic asexuals, those that don't experience any romantic attraction and don't want any romantic relationship. And don't forget, you've also got the homos that fancy, you know, they're guys fancying guys or women fancying women. So that does narrow it down as well. and got to be Indian. Well, my preference is Indian, or at least a younger foreign guy would be good. Like I like Bangladesh and Middle Eastern as well. So let's say one. Yes, I only have to find the one guy, preferably Indian. This one person I have to find. Instead of I don't need millions, I just need this one person. He might have a beard. Well, he'd have to shave it off for me then. I do say that to some guys. I say, "Oh, you've got a question 5. Q5. Is that question number 5? What's the Q5? Oh no, he can't smoke. Or is it 0.5? No, he can't smoke. I can't have a smoker. I mean, if he drank a bit of alcohol, I might be able to put up with that, but I don't like the taste. I mean, obviously, if I'm kissing, it's not very good. But yes, I could put up with alcohol more than smoking. I can't. Well, he can't smoke because of that. I can't have a chest infection, can I? This is like, oh my god. There was a guy today, but he's in a relationship who fancied me. But he's in a relationship and he does smoke anyway. He smokes e-cigarettes. I don't like smoking at all. Do you know what I mean? The guy who said he didn't like porn, which I don't know if he's telling the truth or trying to impress me. But anyway, yes, he smokes. He's got a woman anyway. Your chances of finding love are low. I know, but I only have to find one person, don't I? Out there. It's not that someone can't love me. Oh, he lies. Yeah, I don't like guys who lie. It's not good. It's not good. Well, yeah, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend at first, which was a bit naughty. Because he didn't act like it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, if you're like acting like that with your current woman, what would you be like with another woman? Do you know what I mean? Like any person, in my opinion, should be very, very, very proud to be with the partner they're with. And if they're not, don't be with them. Be single instead. Do you know what I mean? Or find someone else. Because I just don't believe in that. I believe you love the one you're with and pay time, attention and focus on them. Because if you're with someone, you've chosen to be with them, why waste life away when you can try and make it a happiest you can be together? Do you know what I mean? And bring yourself closer to each other. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's not that someone can't love me, but it's like compatibility is low. I know. But you know, then I watch a lot of I learn a lot about dating and relationship skills because I watch a lot of other dating relationships coaching, and they're like 5% of the people will be right for you. Only 5%, 95% won't. Like for example, 95% of heterosexual guys won't be right for women. So how do you go about getting a book published? Oh, I self-publish. But I own my own publishing company. So I self-publish under my own imprint called Quirky Books. And so whenever I get a printed book out, so I publish through Amazon the Kindle book, but whenever I get a printed book out, thank you. I use my own ISBN, so it's on expanded distribution, so someone can buy it in a bookshop if they want to. They can order it. So this book, although it's on Amazon, you can go into a bookstore and it's got its own ISBN. And I'm a registered publisher in the UK. So with this ISBN, you can get it. You can order it from a bookshop. So I had a publisher approach me because they wanted to publish this book traditionally, but in the end I said no because they wanted to take half the stories out. I sell it regularly, and it's, you know, they wanted me to take it off my they wanted me to take it off my they wanted to stop me from selling it myself, have all my reviews that took a while to get. They wanted me to stop publishing it under my own imprint, take half the stories out, which isn't good. And so yeah, but they approached me because they found me in a bookshop. They found this book in a bookshop in London. It wouldn't be what you wanted or it to be. Exactly. Thank you for understanding, Des. Exactly. And this current book I'm doing now, Asexual Guide to Sex, is asexual sex stories, sex advice, sex help, and sex guidance as well. The publisher was interested in this one, the one I'm currently doing, which I haven't even done the cover for yet. And they ran it past their marketing team and stuff, and they said they can't do it because of legalities. But I don't even mention it. Everyone's, there's no one that it's referred to. Everyone's anonymous. Do you know what I mean? They don't know who they're talking about. And so, but they said there'd be too many legalities, but it has got a market and it will definitely sell. So, and then I've got 2 other asexual books that I'm doing as well afterwards. And they are interested in still publishing those 2 because they think they'll fit with their imprint. But, they will want to change a lot of it around, and so it's a bit like my fibromyalgia self-help handbook they're interested in, but then they rejected it. I'm glad they did, because my fibromyalgia self-help handbook, I've got a whole marketing campaign. I'm Ace Fibro Girl. I probably haven't seen a video of me on here, but if you go back a few videos, you'll see me in my superhero costume. So Ace is short for asexual, by the way. It's like slang, colloquial term, or nickname for asexual, ACE. So I'm known as Ace Fibro Girls when I've actually got my whole superhero costume that I wore at the weekend out. So, because my fibromyalgia self-help handbook is autobiographical, and it's how to be the superhero of your own life and save yourself from pain. So it's a really, really good book. It helps people with depression, anxiety as well, to literally lower depression and reduce anxiety and worry, to worry less, So, so I actually do love writing under my own imprint. I really do. So the other 2 books that I haven't written yet, I'm not sure where I'll let them have them or not. I might do. But at the moment, I do really well under my own imprint. I can get it into stores without even doing much. Well, I'm indirectly getting into stores that, it's just incredible. I love writing. Writing's my hugest passion. You are passionate. I'll give you that. Thank you. Asexuality is my hugest passion, and writing is my hugest passion. Writing is my top hugest passion because I was doing that before asexuality stuff. And then asexuality is my second passion. So to write books for asexuals is my very, very favourite thing to do ever. But the Asexual Guide to Sex book, I literally can't wait to get it out. I'm so excited about it. It's hard work, though. It's not easy because I'm asking asexuals questions, and I gave them another 20 questions on top of what it already was. Do you think about this every day? Well, asexuality, yeah. I live and breathe asexuality. I run 5 asexual groups on Facebook. I literally talk about it all the time. I just it's something that I am naturally, and I do just naturally know a lot about asexuality and sexuality in general. Yeah, I run 5 Facebook groups on for asexuals. I run 3 Facebook pages for asexuals. I've got 3 websites. One's a blog. You is quite a leader. Thank you. Yeah. And I really believe I can help the world, really, because people all need to know that there's people who don't want sex or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's important that children know that they don't have to have it, because even in schools we're taught as a very young age that sex is part of a normal, happy, healthy, loving relationship, and you should be having it. It's just ridiculous. It's fine for people who want that and like that and feel that way inclined, but not everyone does. And a lot of children that don't experience sexual attraction, and teenagers that don't, they think there's something wrong with them. They're broken, they're ill. It's not everything, is it? Oh no, it's not. I don't miss it one bit. I haven't had sex since 2011. I much prefer it. It's very overrated. Yeah. But I do like the kissing. I like some of the foreplay as well, but I don't like sex itself. It's doesn't do much. This one guy, oh my God. I got so bored with having sex with him. 3 weeks, I couldn't put up with it any longer. He was just a stick it in you type, which is why I was trying to say that stick it in you types are really no good for women. They don't, the way to get good sex, if you're into sex, is for really exploring the woman's body, making her feel so aroused and excited that she really, really wants you, and then she'll grip you and say, I really want you, baby, and that type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Theoretically speaking, if she's a sexual person, that is. Do you know what I mean? Theoretically speaking, make her feel so good that she wants to be with you more and more, like that. That's how it works. You know what I mean? People tend to do more of what makes them feel good. The more you make them feel good about their own body. My ex used to make me feel so good about my own body. in sexual terms. You know, that was just really, you know, really good experience. Actually, I've had a good sexual experience. I see some people think, oh, you're asexual because you haven't had good sex, and in my case, it's simply not true. I have had bad sex, but I've had good sex as well, as sex goes. Um, you know, but it's you know, it's well, it is overrated to me because I'm not interested in it. But like the ex that was good at it, he just used to try loads of different positions, and which I used to let him get on with. But he did a lot of other stuff, like body stuff. Do you know what I mean? So you know, it was, you know, it wasn't boring for me like the other guy for 3 weeks. Like, he was really good looking, this guy that I got bored with after 3 weeks. He was really hot in terms of aesthetic looks. I met him at a nightclub, which I don't usually go and meet guys in nightclubs, but I did this particular time because back then I didn't used to go to nightclubs. I do go clubbing now, but now I'm older and birth certificate age. I go dancing more than when I was younger and birth certificate age. And this particular guy, yeah, I met him at a nightclub, and I usually kind of don't really do stuff like that, but not in that way. And yeah, and he was my boyfriend. He became my boyfriend, but I just got so bored. He was just stick it in you. And I'm like, is this all you can do? I'm just so bored. There's just nothing in it for me, because if you're asexual in particular, dark horse you are. If you're asexual in particular, then you're not you know, you're not interested in the sex per se. You know, I'm not interested in, you know, I don't get the need or want for partner sexual intercourse. That doesn't interest me. If he's not kissing me or he's not doing anything that makes me feel pleasure, then I'm just bored rigid, because there's nothing for me to do. There's nothing for me to like. I'm not interested in that. The only reason I was doing it was for him. And then I got bored. And I said to him, I said, why do you want to do that? Because I like. I'm like, ugh. And then I put up with it for a little bit, and I'm like, no, 3 weeks is just, that was enough. I don't want to do that anymore. I'd had enough. I just really did. But I was in another relationship for a very long time and only had sex a handful of times. It works both ways. Yeah, but he just wanted to have sex. Do you know what I mean? Like, some guys, they just want to have sex. They don't care about you kissing and doing whatever to them. They just want to get it done. Do you know what I mean? So, but with my ex, he was actually the one that was good at sex. He paid more attention to my body and did more foreplay for me than I did for him. But then he was getting sex as his reward, if you like, in the end, which is what he wanted because he's heterosexual. Yes, men are selfish quite a lot of the time, but it's the ones that aren't selfish that give a lot more to their woman that get, in my opinion, better and more sex in the end, because they are giving. When you're giving and giving and giving because you just want to, because you like that. So some guys, they love exploring a woman's body. They get turned on themselves by it. So some guys, all they want to do is just stick it in, have the sex. They're not interested really in the woman's body. It's purely like functional to them. Sex is like just sex. It's just like stick it in. So they're not really interested in much else. That's all it's kind of like they've been. That's where you're going wrong. Yes, I guessed that from our conversation. That's why I'm very good at helping sexual people, because I can. That's why I did start to write a book for sexuals, which isn't out yet. I started to do that. It's called, what is it? Oh, Sex Idiot to Sex Hero. That's what it's called. It's for heterosexuals, actually, guys, heterosexual guys. And I started writing it a while ago, and it talks about this type of stuff in it. But some of it I'll probably mention in my Asexual Guide to Sex book. So kind of like, I don't know if I'll end up mentioning it all in my Asexual Guide to Sex book. And then, well, Sex Idiot to Sex Hero. You like that title, do you? Yeah, I thought it was a good title, actually. I did start writing it. But it's very weird for me writing a book for heterosexuals when I'm asexual. But I got lots of experience to help heterosexuals as well. So it's kind of like, I feel like I should be doing that as well. I have got a brand as well, which I haven't done anything with yet, called erogenicity.com, which I'm going to be teaching guys how to be more erogenous. What? Erogenicity.com. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's teaching guys how to be more erogenously generous to their partner. So yeah, so I've got that coming up, plus loads. But at the moment, I've got so much going on that I can't possibly think of that as well. But I bought the brand name and I kind of know where it's going. And I kind of think that when I got the Asexual Guide to Sex book out, which will help sexuals as well, then I will be in an even better position to be doing the erogenicity and the asexual guide and the sex idiot sex hero book like that. I have been called magic fingers in the past. Yes, if your woman likes that, then definitely do more of that, because that's usually how a woman orgasms, not through sex. So the sexual intercourse doesn't usually, I mean, some women are different. I know one woman who loved sex. I don't really keep in touch with her anymore, and she got a new guy, and she was over the moon that he was having sex with her, like he was having sex with her, making her orgasm like 6 times in a row. And she was telling me all about it. Oh, he's fantastic, he's wonderful, he's older, and I wouldn't usually go for an older guy, and he was Indian. She didn't want an Indian guy, I did, and she got the Indian guy, but he matched everything else she wanted, so she didn't mind that he was Indian. I don't know if they're still together, actually, because I haven't caught up with her for ages, but yeah, she was like, oh, he's so good, great, he's great with my kids, he's older than I want, he's older, but yeah, he did, she said he was fit, he did look not bad for his age, but I'm not into older guys. But she showed me a picture and I could see why she liked him. And she's like, oh yeah, I have like 6 orgasms in a row. So obviously she's a woman that does seem to do that through sex. But a lot of women having sex, it doesn't match the bit, you know what I mean? It just doesn't like get the right spot. So that's why other stuff, foreplay, is much better, and that should be a part of the sex routine. And the more you give to your partner, it should be better. At least you are prepared to write about other forms of sexuality. You aren't just about what you're passionate about. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, my fibromyalgia self-help handbook is to do with people who've got fibromyalgia. Predominantly, those are not asexual, but I've written a piece in there about asexuality, introducing it. And yeah, I think I can really help sexuals as well. I mean, I have had some people come on this channel who are not asexual like yourself, and they're usually with asexuals and they want my help. But I just feel like I can really help sexuals because I understand now what a lot of, sorry, long day. Oh, bless you. What I really understand now is how I understand how sexuals can have better sex. Your English is crap. It's fine. It's fine. I don't forget I'm talking to foreign guys all the time. Your English is perfect. Do you know what I mean? I talk to foreign guys sometimes who barely can speak any English. So, and when I'm, it is quite late at night. What time is it? It was 1:30 a.m. and I've been live streaming for 1 hour and 41 minutes, so I'll probably have to go in a bit. But yeah. Like my longest live stream was 3 hours and 50 minutes, and I ended up doing like a therapy session in the middle of it with a person, with an asexual person. It was very interesting. But yeah, so but yeah, I think you've got some improvements to do, Des, by the sound of it. You've got things to work on. Yeah, me too. I think you'll be planning. I think that's what you should do. I think you should put all that energy and effort, Des, that you put into like porn usually. I think you should put it all into your wife and spice up all your love life with her and put a lot more energy and effort into her and thinking this is reality, not fantasy. I can have the fantasy and reality, well, within reason, you know what I mean, with what she's comfortable with. Always ask the woman what she's comfortable with. Can't believe I've been watching you for 1 hour. You've been watching me for a long time. Yeah, over an hour. Thank you. I must be quite interesting to watch and listen to if you've been watching me for over an hour, especially if you don't, this first time I think you've probably met me online. Just shows if you listen. Oh, bless you. Yeah, you've been listening to me a lot because like all my ideal type of guy in what, an hour. You can change. Yes, Des. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's true. It's really true. It is true. You're open-minded, which is good, and you're prepared to listen, which is really nice. And it's it's like I like the fact I can help you a bit as well, I think, because I just think that you can have a much more satisfying, fulfilling sex life in and of your own right. Hey, you shared it. Yeah, I think it's really, really important. I think it's really important that everyone, whatever sexuality are, they're getting the most out of their relationship and their life. I think it's really important. So I think it's important for sexuals to get the right sexual satisfaction between them and their partner. I will look for you. Oh, bless you. If you've hit the bell icon, with the YouTube, once you I know you subscribe because I got a notification. If you hit the bell icon, there's a little bell icon. You get notified. You'll get an email of every time I come up, like every time I do live stream, which is usually after 11 o'clock at night, most of the time. Between, I start. Oh, you'll look for me and get me a date. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. That's really nice. That's really nice. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. There's got to be some asexual guy in the world, or even maybe a sexual that doesn't need sex. Done the bell thing. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, you will get emails. Usually you get emails because I get emails about myself come through now. It's like an email, you're on air. I'm like, am I? Thanks. It's really funny. Sometimes I get a flash up of myself being on the live stream when I'm actually doing my channel. I'm like, I got the 100-page memo. You got the 100-page memo. What was the 100-page memo? Do you mean the email? The 100-page memo, or on your requirements? Oh, bless you. Now I know what you're talking about. Yes. I am on asexual dating sites. I've been on asexual dating sites because I do dating sites for asexuals. For a guy, thank you. Yeah, I've been on asexual dating sites now since 2014. That's a lot of years. That's like 5 years I've been looking for an asexual guy for me. And I'm on something called ASAP, which is an app for asexuals to find other asexuals, although some people are just looking for friendship. A lot of asexuals are just looking for friendship. That's part of the problem. A Tinder, oh my God. On Tinder's usually full of sexuals. But yes, it's like a Tinder for asexual. Some people have said it's like a Tinder for asexual. Sadly, not everyone on this app is asexual. You get people on there that are not, and you get people scamming on there, trying to scam as well, which isn't good, like for money and stuff like that, which is really bad. And I do a lot of videos on my channel about asexual scammers and things like that you've got to look out for, because I like to kind of protect the people as much as possible. Yes, I'm not on WhatsApp and I'm not on Tinder. This is an app you download from the Android or iPhone store. It's called ACE app, APP, but it's for asexuals. ACE is short for asexuals. But yeah, I don't actually have WhatsApp because I get a lot of sexuals. Like, I can tell someone if someone's a sexual person, they go, "Oh, hi, how are you? I like your pic. What's your WhatsApp number?" Like, I'm not on WhatsApp. Only joking. Yeah, but someone has described it as a Tinder for asexuals because you do swipe across it. But yeah, I did go on Plenty of Fish briefly last year. After 10 days, they kicked me off it because I'm asexual. Yeah, Plenty of Fish I went on. That was a bit of a nightmare. After 10 days, they kicked me out, and I'm like, well, it wasn't totally kicked out. It was like their algorithm picked up on the fact that I said I don't want sex, because apparently sex is like a trigger word. Yet there's people on there that I know that are asexual that also put they didn't want sex. So they still use a trigger word as well. So after 10 days, I was like, I didn't go back on there because I was literally trying to search for I think a better approach would be to wine and dine. Well, I don't drink alcohol, but yes, I do like going clubbing. You will see videos sometimes early in the hours of the morning where I do like going to this club, but unfortunately, I do get to dance with younger guys and 3 hours of kissing. Yes, but I can only kiss the right guy. There is a guy that is Indian at the club, but he's hypersexual. He's not asexual, sadly. And he's not relationship material. He is literally out for sex. Alcohol-free wine, oh bless. I drink water when I'm out. But yeah, this guy, he's the only guy I've been able to be physically close to in a club for a long time. So twice I've come across him now. But he gets very turned on by my dancing, because although I'm asexual, I do very sexy dancing. Out of a cuppa. Yeah, I drink water out of mugs. Eeyore, see? I collect Eeyore. You might have noticed my room looks like a kid's bedroom. I'm out of water, actually. I need to put some more in there in a minute. But yeah, so there is an Indian guy that I have met in my city, but he's not relationship material. He's very sexual. He's like the opposite of what I am. and he gets very turned on by my dancing. I mean, he gets like orgasms, I think, just from me dancing. I'm like, what? I just kind of got, but it's only twice I've danced with him, but I can be close to him physically because he's Indian. It's really weird. Raj. Actually, he does own an Indian restaurant, but I don't know what his name, I can't even remember his name. I don't know if I think he probably is. Most of them are called Raj, aren't they? But that's very stereotypical, Sandra, sorry. But I do have Indian friends, actually, asexual friends, just not in this country. And the only Indian asexual guys I know in this country, they're only here for study briefly, then they're going back to their country like in less than a year. I think one of them's probably already gone back by now, or going soon. So that's no good. But yeah, in my city, this guy, he does own an Indian restaurant. But yeah, he gets very turned on by my dancing because I do dance very sexually. I grind. I like grind. I like doing dirty dancing after the film Dirty Dancing. How often you do live? I do live streaming every single day, usually, Des, unless I'm very ill or I'm out, because I can't live stream. I can't live stream from a mobile device anymore because they changed the YouTube changed it last year so that you can't stream from a mobile device unless you've got 1,000 subscribers or more. So yeah, get loads more subscribers for me. And you have to have so many hours of watch time to be, as well as the 1,000+ subscribers, to be able to to be able to do a live stream mobile. So I can't do it mobile. So usually I'd live stream every day, but unless I'm going out and I'm not back till after midnight really late, sometimes I decide to do it in the early hours of the morning. We'll read up on the subject. Yes, get the book. Get the book, Des. This has got everything in about asexuality that you always wanted to know but are afraid to ask. Because I wrote this book because this book shows you what asexuality is rather than tells you, through the stories of the people in the book. And you'll find it interesting because it talks about love, life, and sex. So basically, I ask asexuals what's the difference between sexual attraction, sexual desire, romance. I talk to ask asexuals what they think of BDSM, porn, kinks, masturbation. All that stuff's covered in this book. But the Asexual Guide to Sex is actually how to have sex if you're asexual. Whereas this book doesn't go into explicit details about how to have sex. And it talks about asexuality as well. Like, how do they identify as asexual? Like, relationships, it talks about their opinions on what it's like to live in a sexualized world, how they cope with that, and advice they give to other people. It's really, really good. This is on Amazon on Kindle, and a paperback you can get from obviously Amazon or somewhere else. But it's special order in bookshops. But Amazon, you can go and get it. Asexual Perspective. If you just type in to the top of Amazon, search Asexual Perspectives, it will come up with this book because it's the only one that's got that title, and I do regularly sell it. So yeah. So if you click on my name, you can see all my other books as well. But yes, it's the best one book in my opinion, because it doesn't just give you textbook definitions of asexuality. It shows you through the words. Yeah, have a good look. And yes. Anyway, I'm going to conclude for tonight because I'm starting to get a bit like because it's late. And thank you very much for watching, Des, and taking part. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. I know there's been someone else as well watching this channel the whole time. I'm not sure if it's Heather or someone else, but I know Heather tunes in regularly, and she was here earlier. So I'm going to give my love to Heather, love to my life, and I always give love to everyone. So love to you, Des, as a new follower of this channel. Sandra gonna go spit in feathers. Yes, have a lovely night. Lots of love to everyone who's watching. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you all being here. Thanks for being part of my community. And enjoy your day or whatever you're doing with the rest of your night, wherever you are. Anyway, until next time, embrace your quirky, as I always say, and each other's. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that great big bell icon to get notified every time I go live. Like now, I'll post a new video. Thumbs up if you like this video at all, and don't forget to don't forget to share it. And thanks for all that info. You're very, very welcome, Des. I really appreciate someone who's got an open mind and who listens and who wants me to help them. You know, it's really nice. And thank you for being so open-minded and listening attentively. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. And yeah, thanks for everyone who's watching. Thanks for the extra thumbs up. And until next time, embrace your quirky, as I always say, and each other's. And I'll see you on the next live stream or video. Take care. Bye, Des. Bye, everyone else. Lots of love to everyone. Bye. Bye.